In this video, I want us to focus on expansion joint in reinforced concrete building. So, what is an expansion joint? When and why is it necessary to have an expansion joint in a building? How do you detail expansion joint? That is the focus of this video today. The term expansion joint as used to refer to the isolation joint provided within a building to permit separate segments of the structural frame to expand and contract in response to temperature change without adversely affecting the building structural integrity and serviceability. Why is it necessary to include expansion joint? Concrete expands slightly when temperature rises. Similarly, concrete shrinks upon drying and expands upon subsequent wetting. Therefore, provision must cater for the volume change by way of joint to relieve the stresses produced. An expansion joint is actually a gap which allows space for a building to move in and out. The movement of the building is caused more frequently by temperature change. The amount of expansion and contraction of building depends upon the types of material. In case of a smaller building, and I'm talking about buildings which are typically less than 30 meters long or 100 feet long, no joint is required, either in the floor or in the roof slab. But in case of long building, you can see this building here is 49 meters long. This is 49,160 millimeters. So this is more than 30 meters. So this is 49 meters, almost 50 meters long. Therefore, expansion is required in this building, and that's why you can see this expansion joint in our slab detailing and also in our foundation detailing. The expansion is very large and may be as much as 25 millimeters. And you can see we have provided here an expansion joint of 25 millimeters because the wall is 200 millimeters thick, all about 8 inches. So we provided here an expansion joint of about 1 inch. This is 25 millimeters. It's about 1 inch expansion joint. And you can see despite the expansion, the columns have been placed in a combined footing. Yeah. So how do you detail the foundation for expansion joint? The first thing is the footing for the column. So typically you analyze, based on your analysis, you provide a combined footing. All right. And as you can see, this is base 3 and base 6. So let's check base 3 and base 6. All right. So provide the bottom rebar. So it's a combined footing. Now, because this is also very close, this like it's in a raft. This one is in a combined footing. This one is on a raft footing. The other thing is the strip foundation. You have to, as you know, we normally provide the strip for this wall because probably the wall is load bearing. So the wall is not loaded in the structure. The wall is basically carrying its own weight to the ground from the top of the building. So we have to provide the strip foundation footing for this wall as indicated here. But there's a bit different because as you can see, the wall for the rest of the portion of the building is just providing first the length of the strip is 600 by 200 and only the bottom reinforcement is provided. That is both the transverse and the longitudinal. But in the case of the combined footing, in case of the expansion joint, of course, there are two walls. You can see this wall and this wall separated by a space of 25 millimeters or about 1 inch. Now here you provide both top and bottom bottom reinforcement for the strip foundation, both longitudinal and transversal. And also, you can see the strip is 825 millimeters. That is based on analysis. When it comes to the slab, as both the beam and the column are separated by a gap of 25 millimeters or about 1 inch, and as you can see, the reinforcement for the building, there's a return at this point. It means this rebar is not going all the way. So this gap, there's a gap here. If you do not provide expansion joint, the building may fail because the magnitude of expansion in the long building is significantly more large, and if the slab expands by as much as 25 millimeters, there will be cracks and the building may fail. So you have to provide an expansion joint every time your building is more than 30 meters long. And it also depends, sometimes you may provide more than one expansion joint, but typically I would provide just one expansion joint. Sometimes it depends on the requirements and the location. So that will be the end of this lesson. If you like this video, please do consider to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more content for civil and structural engineer, and let's gain new skills together. Thank you.